The Autobiography of Malcolm X is the next book that we read, and yeah, it was a really interesting book for me. It's the longest by far that we read, and um, I don't know, it was a lot about religion, which I thought was really interesting. That was kind of a side to Malcolm X that I had never really heard of through my educational journey before, and so that was really interesting to me. Especially, I feel like I have a pretty strong religion myself. And so I really liked how he showed the connections that he felt in his life between his race and the oppression of his race and the religion, that he was associated with. So like when he kind of grew up in a Christian home, um, he didn't feel very connected to them, and in fact I think a lot of times saw ways that the church was oppressing him and keeping him in the state that he was in, and keeping his family and his people, the African American people, in the place that they were in. And so and then as he kind of moved on into this Islamic religion, he really felt more free to really be himself, and he felt like it related to his goals for his people better, and I think that was really interesting. I also really thought the Stages of Religion essay that we read, or I guess part of a book that we read in addition to Malcolm X, was really interesting. Because it related really well. You could see kind of Malcolm X walking through different stages. As he was young, he was kind of in the early stages where his religion wasn't really his own. He kind of went to church because his dad said, "You're going to church," and his mom kind of had her own thing with the with her church, and so it just was a very interesting dynamic. And then as he grew up, I think that kind of stages 4 and 5 are really when he was in the Nation of Islam, his time there, and he really, I think, used that as a tool to rationalize and to come to grips with the things that he was seeing in the world and he was seeing in America. But I would say that stage 6 he really reached when he finally converted to Sunniism, because that's when he really started to move past kind of the intricacies of the religion, and he was no longer about like, oh, this religion is kind of something I use as a civil rights movement necessarily, and it was more about he actually believed in this religion, and it brought him joy, and he was finally able to have prayer and in a more meaningful way. And I think that was really cool for me to see personally. And I think it really opened up my mind as a Christian to the role that the church played in the oppression of the African American people, of the Black people, and how the Christian church in some ways wasn't welcoming to them, or kind of created a separation between whites and blacks. And I think, yeah, because I would be the first, to say that, the church is far from perfect, and that, we make a lot of mistakes, and, this is one of them. And I think that was really kind of important for me to see, to be able to open my eyes to that, and to just kind of wrap my head around that. But also, I think it was really important to me personally to see Malcolm as he found a religion that worked for him, and that was, that spoke to him on a spiritual level, and not just like the Nation of Islam where it agreed with his morals or agreed with his ideals, but it was something that really like brought him to a new level of awe and respect for, in that case, Allah. And yeah, and it just kind of makes me reflect on my life and what I really believe in, and what I guess how I can increase my faith, and so that I am seeking out that kind of an experience, and not living in mediocrity, but really seeking after what God wants, and allowing His joy to be my strength. So